we're with James Ryan Halpin today, and he's agreed to an interview. He's a teacher in China. What do you do in China?
Now these days I work at an international primary school with kids from around the world, literally. These kids can't go to the school unless they have an international passport. So basically what happens is their parents are working in Shanghai for an international company, whether it's engineering, sales, or even playing music and entertaining at bars at night. And so we have all of their kids during the day. And it's funny because, we're living in Shanghai, China, and we teach them all in English. And then they actually have Chinese classes to learn Chinese because none of them are truly, Chinese citizens. So I live in this little bubble in Shanghai, China. It's just an amazing city. It's like a Chinese version of New York City. I've been doing that for almost 3 years.
What was the first indication that you wanted to leave? Were you kind of concerned about the pandemic?
We started seeing stuff about it on like January 20th. And I had about a week before my scheduled flight to come back home already for Chinese New Year, just to spend 2 weeks at home and with family and see my grandparents. And, especially at least the international community, we saw everything going down in Wuhan, which is still like a good 3-4 hour train trip away, thinking that, it was going to end before it even really started. Plus, we, selfishly thought it was really only going to affect the older population from the numbers we were seeing. So I didn't really think much of it. But not long, probably about January 25th, a bunch of my friends started, getting the heebie-jeebies and jumping ship and leaving China for a bit, thinking that they might never come back. Here we are, 5 months later. So I was already coming home anyway, but then I just never got the chance to go back, especially with the travel ban from China on the U.S.
Do you keep in touch with your friends in China?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the ones that are still there.
And how do you manage to do that?
That I usually communicate with people over there through Instagram.
What's happening in China?
In China now, things are basically getting back to normal. They're probably about 80% capacity now, what they were before all this started. I know that Shanghai Disney is open now. The life is just about getting back to normal there. There's still some mask, but overall, it's how I left it before the virus.
Is there some kind of a fine at all for not wearing a mask? Do you know of?
In China right now, probably. I still see some people on their post wearing masks, in between areas when they're going from place to place. I know just a month ago, a lot of foreigners were, thinking that the whole mask order was done with, so they were walking without mask and they couldn't get back into their own apartment building because they didn't have a mask. I don't think there's a fine. It's just you're not allowed to go anywhere or go into a place if you don't have a mask.
Well, I wish you well. Thanks for watching. We at PhillyCAM News hope to see you all real soon. And remember to wear your mask. The life you save may just be your own. If you have a fever, cough, shortness of breath, and fatigue, call 267-491-5870 to get tested. If you're over 50, healthcare worker, or first responder, you're first to get tested.